Steam is going crazy with co-op deals right now. There are huge discounts on some of the best games you can play with your friends, from massive open-world adventures and story-driven campaigns to hilarious games that can turn your entire group into chaos. And some of these games are up to 95% off, so grab a friend because these are some of the best co-op deals you don't want to miss. We're starting with Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands and Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Both games are currently 95% off, and the deal is available until August 16th. If you and your friends enjoy tactical shooters, this is one of the best deals on the list. Both games give you huge open worlds to explore, with tons of missions, enemy bases, vehicles, weapons, and different ways to approach every objective. But playing them with friends is where these games really shine. You can plan an attack together, sneak into an enemy base, mark targets, and take everyone out at the same time. Or you can completely forget the plan and turn the whole mission into absolute chaos. Wildlands is especially fun if you want a massive open world and a lot of freedom. You can drive across the map, fly helicopters, use boats, and take on missions in almost any order you want. Breakpoint takes the formula in a more survival-focused direction, with a huge island, tactical combat, and plenty of weapons and gear to collect. And with both games sitting at 95% off, this is an incredible opportunity to grab them for almost nothing. If you have a few friends who are looking for a new co-op game, Ghost Recon Wildlands and Breakpoint are absolutely worth checking out before the sale ends on August 16th. And next, Beyond Two Souls is currently 95% off, and this is a great choice if you want something completely different from a typical co-op game. You play as Jodie Holmes, a young woman who's been connected to a mysterious supernatural entity since childhood. The story follows her life through different stages, and your decisions can change what happens along the way. But here's the interesting part. The game supports local co-op, so you can play as Jodie while your friend controls Aiden, the mysterious entity that follows her. Aiden can move through walls, interact with objects, protect Jodie, and even influence other characters. So instead of simply watching your friend play, both of you actually have something to do. It's much more cinematic and story focused than most games on this list. You're basically experiencing an interactive movie together while making decisions and seeing how the story unfolds. At 95% off, Beyond Two Souls is an easy recommendation if you want a co-op experience that's more focused on story, characters, and atmosphere. Up next, Need for Speed Heat is currently 95% off, and if you want a racing game that you can enjoy with friends, this is a really good deal. The game drops you into Pame City, a huge open world where you can race during the day and take part in illegal street races at night. During the day, you can compete in legal events and earn money to upgrade your cars, but at night things get much more dangerous. The police become more aggressive, the races get faster, and every mistake can turn into a massive chase. You can race with your friends, build your own cars, explore the city, and compete to see who can build the fastest ride. And there are tons of cars to customize, from the engine and brakes to the body kit, paint, wheels, and performance upgrades. If you and your friends enjoy arcade racing and crazy police chases, Need for Speed Heat is definitely worth picking up at 95% off. Moving on, The Quarry is currently 90% off, and if you want a horror game that you can experience with your friends, this one is a lot of fun. You play as a group of teenagers who get stuck at a summer camp after everyone else has gone home. What starts as a normal night quickly turns into a nightmare. The great thing about The Quarry is that you don't have to play it alone. You and your friends can take control of different characters and decide what they should do, and your decisions actually matter. A single bad choice can change the story, save a character, or get them killed. So when something goes wrong, everyone starts blaming the person who made the decision. It almost feels like watching a horror movie together, except you're the ones deciding what happens next. There are also multiple endings, so you can replay the game later and make completely different choices. If you enjoy cinematic horror and games where everyone can argue about what to do next, The Quarry is a fantastic co-op experience at 90% off. And next, It Takes Two is currently 70% off, and if you have one friend to play with, this is easily one of the best co-op games you can buy. The entire game is built around two players. You control Cody and May, a couple going through a difficult time in their relationship. After something unexpected happens, they find themselves trapped inside a strange miniature world, and the only way forward is to work together. The best part is that the gameplay keeps changing. One level might have you solving puzzles together, while the next turns into a platform platforming challenge, a boss fight, or something completely unexpected, both players usually have different abilities, so you can't simply do everything yourself. You actually have to communicate and help each other, and the game constantly comes up with new ideas, so it rarely feels repetitive. Even better, you only need one copy of the game to play the full adventure with a friend through the friend's pass. If you want a co-op game that's fun, creative, and actually feels like it was designed around two players from the beginning, It Takes Two is absolutely worth picking up at 70% off. Up next, Fallout 76 is currently 75% off, and if you and your friends enjoy survival games with a huge world to explore, this one is worth checking out. Fallout 76 takes you into a massive version of Appalachia, filled with abandoned towns, dangerous creatures, hidden locations, and plenty of strange stories to discover. You can explore the world together, complete quests, build your own bases, collect resources, and fight enemies as a team, and there's a surprising amount of freedom. You can spend hours following the main story or completely ignore it and just explore the map with your friends. One of the best things about playing Fallout 76 with a group is that everyone can focus on different things. One player can build a base, another can collect resources, while someone else explores nearby locations and brings back useful gear. There are also plenty of events and tougher enemies that become much more fun when you have a full team helping you. If you're looking for a co-op game that can keep your group busy for a very long time, Fallout 76 is a great choice at 75% off. And next, Unravel and Unravel 2 are both currently 75% off, and if you're looking for something more relaxed to play with a friend, these games are definitely worth checking out. Unravel is a beautiful puzzle platformer where you control a tiny character made from yarn. You'll travel through different environments, solve puzzles, and use your yarn to swing across gaps, reach higher platforms, and interact with the world. But Unravel 2 is where the co-op really comes in. You and your friend control two little yarn characters, and almost every challenge is built around working together. One player might swing across a gap while the other uses the yarn to create a bridge. You'll have to time your movements, help each other reach new areas, and figure out the solution together. The game is also incredibly charming. The environments feel warm and personal, and there's very little pressure compared to most action-heavy co-op games. If you want something you can sit down and play with a friend without dealing with constant shooting or intense combat, Unravel and Unravel 2 are great choices at 75% off. Moving on, A Way Out is currently 70% off, and this is another co-op game that was built specifically for two players. You play as Leo and Vincent, two prisoners who decide to escape from the same prison, but getting out is only the beginning. The story is split between both characters, so you and your friend are constantly doing different things at the same time. One player might be distracting a guard while the other sneaks past. Later, you might be driving a car together, escaping from the police, or fighting your way through enemies. The game also has plenty of smaller moments that have nothing to do with the main story. You can play mini games, explore different locations, and just mess around with your friend, and because the entire campaign is designed around two players, you never feel like one person is simply following the other. The story also gets much more interesting as you learn why both characters ended up in prison and what they're willing to do to escape. If you enjoyed It Takes Two and want another story-driven adventure that's designed entirely around co-op, A Way Out is definitely worth picking up at 70% off. Up next, Peak is currently 50% off, and if you want a co-op game that can turn a simple climbing trip into complete chaos, this one is a lot of fun. You and your friends are trying to reach the top of a mysterious island. Sounds simple, right? Not really. You'll have to climb cliffs, find useful items, manage your stamina, and help each other survive. The higher you go, the more dangerous everything becomes. The best part is that you really need your friends. Someone might fall and need to be rescued, another player might find an important item, and sometimes the only way forward is to work together and carefully plan your next move. But Peak is also full of hilarious moments. Your group can spend several minutes carefully climbing a mountain, only for one person to make a tiny mistake and send everyone into complete chaos. It's simple, unpredictable, and especially fun when everyone is talking over voice chat. At 50% off, Peak is a great choice if you want something new to play with your friends. And next, REANIMAL is currently 25% off, and if you enjoy dark co-op adventures, this is one you should keep an eye on. You and a friend take control of two siblings who are trying to find their missing friends after something terrible happens to their island. The world is dark, strange, and full of disturbing creatures. You'll explore abandoned locations, solve puzzles, and work together to survive whatever is hiding around the next corner. The co-op is a big part of the experience. Both characters have to work together to move through the environment, solve puzzles, and deal with dangerous situations. What makes REANIMAL especially interesting is its atmosphere. It has that creepy Little Nightmares style, but but the game is built around 2 players from the beginning. At 25% off, it's not the biggest discount on today's list, but if you and a friend are looking for a newer co-op horror adventure, REANIMAL is definitely worth checking out. And finally, Machine Party is currently 15% off, and this one is all about having a good time with your friends. Instead of a serious story or a difficult survival adventure, Machine Party gives you a collection of chaotic mini-games and challenges that are perfect for a group. The games are easy to pick up, so nobody needs to spend hours learning complicated controls. You can jump in, compete against your friends, and see who can come out on top. The fun comes from how unpredictable the matches can become. A simple challenge can quickly turn into complete chaos, especially when everyone is trying to beat each other at the same time. The discount is only 15%, so this isn't the biggest bargain on today's list, but if you're looking for a light party game that you can play with a group when you don't want anything too serious, Machine Party is worth checking out. And that's it for today's best co-op games on Steam. From massive open world adventures like Recon to story-driven games like It Takes Two and A Way Out, and completely chaotic games like Peak, there's a lot to choose from. Let me know in the comments which game you're going to play with your friends, and if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. I cover the best Steam deals every week, including co-op games, horror games, survival games, and huge AAA discounts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.